My name is Pepe Njima. I work with Sexual Minorities Uganda as the program's director and advocacy officer as well. My turning point was when I was in school and I read in the newspapers that people my age at that time were sent out of school because they were suspected to be LGBT, either gay, lesbian, or queer at that time. For me, it propelled me into starting to do human rights work. But when it comes to homosexuality and just the government, the way it's treating it, it's an easy way out of all the political, socio-economic, cultural problems this country is facing. Instead of addressing the issues, they have to find a way out because they are not willing, there's no political will to respond to the outcry of Ugandans. And the outcry is that we are poor. We have no medical services. The medical facilities are not supporting us. We have the infant mortality rate high. We have education really not yielding anything because people go to universities expensively in schools, but then when they come out, there are no jobs. That's the outcry of the people. But because it's not in the interest of the government, they have to find something to occupy the rest of us, and which is the best thing to use other than homosexuality. Because people fear the discussion, fear the people who they think are homosexual. So that's the easy thing to rile people's emotions in this country. It's really been, in terms of being legal as a trans man in this country, has been, it's been challenging. I mean, most of my challenge is not even with my family. My family is like really okay, and they support me and everything. But when I'm a face in the country. I'm a face in my community. So by the way, it was a conscious decision for me to transition in the country because I wanted to show that it's possible, that I am a Ugandan and I have the right to live in the country of my choice. And my choice of country right now is my country of origin. But it took me sort of mentoring, for instance, my doctor. I had to give them information about trans people, about transitioning, and then they had to read more, gave them links, gave them books, connected them to other doctors out of this country for them to be able to know how to treat me and eventually other trans people. But of course, there was also the space for them now to practice, giving dignity to trans people in the country is hard. Facilities don't exist. You kind of do it at your own risk. So I had to go to Nairobi for the surgeries. But then coming back, I was a bit, because my passport had female, and I was presenting differently, and people have seen, like at the airport, they've seen me many times, and it was one of the immigration officers who told me, if you don't change your passport, I'm going to arrest you.
What is the meaning of trans?
Trans. This is a person who identifies himself to be a woman or a lady. Like me, I'm a woman, but I don't feel myself to be a man. I feel myself to be a woman. So that makes somebody to be a transgender person.
But I believe, I'm optimistic, very optimistic, because organizations like mine exist, activists such as myself and many other young activists. We actually have really a very vibrant young collection of activists who are coming up, and they're passionate and they want to work and they're energetic. So I believe we're going to change this country. I mean, I can't believe that in 5 years we were able to remove a law from the books and it was nullified. I never thought it would happen. My shortest years was 10 years, but it happened in 5. So who knows what can happen in the next 5?